Yeah. I think this is a great space for some vertical conversations to say, like, I teach kindergarten. What are some things that are representations that last, and what are ones that kind of, fade out and don't and aren't as useful? And then use that to kind of inform your decision making of how you're going to show the connections across representations. So, like, I know I did tons with 100 charts, but eventually those become less powerful for kids, and a number line remains powerful, right? You can use it with positive, negative numbers, fractions, decimals, really enormous numbers. I can pick any part and zoom in. And the number chart, it starts to become too cumbersome. And once I realized that, I started using a number line more frequently and connecting it to a number chart for my young learners. So I didn't pull the number chart away, right? Because that is really accessible and a really powerful model for them and developmentally appropriate. But connecting it to the number line is a way to create some space so that kids are seeing a representation that they'll need later. Another one is like 10 frames are so powerful and really popular, but there's also a space to move into 20 frames, right? Or
Mm,
to think about like an array, like a 10 by 10 array or a base 10 blocks. And how can we think, our goal here is to create groups of 10. How can I help kids see the value of the grouping of 10, not just the literal 10 frame, right?
mhm.
And so when are some other ways that I could share these other representations and have kids explore them? Just get some opportunity to make sense of them and draw some connections, even if it's not the emphasis. The other one that people really kind of shy away from are symbols, right? They'll get really anxious about bringing symbols into their work, or will I say the right thing if we're talking about the plus sign, right? And I encourage everyone to just think of it like real life. You see symbols everywhere you are. I'm all the time talking with my toddler about red and blue being hot water and cold water. We're talking about street signs, right? They're everywhere. And
Mhm.
so having that conversation just be regular, right? Like, oh yeah, that sign's called the plus sign. You add, you combine. Sometimes you're putting things together. It means sometimes I have lots of things coming together. Just all the words that you can use, it makes the meaning deeper. And so don't worry about getting the just right word or not saying the just wrong word, right? But address it and talk about it, and help kids build a little meaning. Young kids are already thinking about symbols because they're thinking, I know my name, and they're learning how to write their name with
Mhm.
symbols. That's what letters are. In fact, we use them as symbols in algebra. So having that like comfort and confidence of like, hey, we're already using symbols. See, you're using symbols to make words. We can all use symbols to share numbers and all sorts of other ideas in the world. It helps to just bring language home, but also to make sure that kids are seeing math as a space they can enter with their knowledge.